What's going on, everybody? Today I'm joined by my friend, a guy I grew up with. He is an MMA future star. His name is Scott Denarola. What's up, Scott?
How's it going? How's it going?
It's going
Thank you for
good,
having me
man.
on.
Let's get into it, man. Let's get
Yes,
into
sir.
it. How'd you get what piqued your interest in MMA after school, high school and stuff like that? And, you know, what keeps you motivated to keep going in the sport?
Yeah, man. Well, I was never really into MMA, never really watched UFC. My best friend in high school was a UFC MMA fighter, and so just kind of seeing him go through it, and like he would show me some things, and after football, I didn't really have anything, and so I kind of needed something to kind of invest my energy into. I didn't really have many prospects for college or anything at the time, so I just kind of went for it. I had, this is right when like McGregor was really like taking off. And so seeing like a 5'9", 150-pound dude like excel in athletics, made me feel like, damn, maybe I could do that. And so I just started training and just fell in love with it, man. Just kind of fell in love with the idea of like, self mastery and like kung fu. I like, I really like kung fu movies and like this idea that you can be so good at something that no one else can touch you. And so, that idea has kind of like pushed me through, and it encourages me and pushing me to still train to this day.
I mean, you were such a good football player. You were pretty athletic. Probably one of the better, more productive players from back in our day. And
Appreciate it.
now you're taking it over to MMA, where you've had 6 fights, I believe, 6 total fights, right?
Yeah,
Amateur,
7 fights actually. Yeah, so I'm
7 fights.
6
Okay,
yeah. Topology doesn't
okay,
have one of my fights on there.
okay. So 7 fights, and
Mhm.
I haven't seen them all. I think I've seen maybe 4 of them, 3 or 4 of them, and
Yeah.
it seems like you get better each time out. How does the gym that you're at, Carlson Gracie, help you grow each time, and get better each time?
Yeah, man. Well, it just comes down to like the people I'm surrounded with. Andrew Saucedo, amazing wrestler, amazing grappler. Eric, amazing striking. I'm up against guys that can beat me in like their individual craft, and so I'm having to like, I wrestle with Sauce. I strike with Eric. I, you know, I strike with Jericho. I meet these guys at like the places where they're really good at, and even though I might lose more in practice, it only sharpens me, only serves to sharpen me. And I'm surrounded by great coaches, great, the teammates that I don't even name are, fantastic and push me. Yes, it's a great team.
Now let's not to step away from MMA, but tell me about a little bit about this business that you're starting up. I want to know a little bit about it.
Yeah, bro. Let me go grab one real quick. Yeah, man. So I sell these things called booza boards, and they are it's like a bed of nails, but it's made of golf tees. And what you do is you kind of like the best way I use them is I just put them underneath my desk when I'm like doing schoolwork or whatever, and I just kind of massage my feet into it. It's like scientifically proven to like increase blood flow, to break up a lot of like fascia, a lot of like scar tissue you might have in your feet. So a lot of people like plantar fasciitis or with like turf toe or like chronic injuries to your feet could really benefit from using it. I have a lot of foot issues, and so I use these. I made them from scratch. Um, and yeah, $89 for a set. Another way people use them is they like to stand on them to have a little ego contest. That's pretty fun too. But
Where can they find them at?
yeah, boozaboards.shop. You can look at my Instagram, which is boozaboards. It's right in my bio on Too Hottie MMA. But it's right in my bio, trying to get it off the ground. I really think it has a lot of potential. Just gotta invest more money into it, more time into it, and kind of see where it goes.
How long does it take you to do each one of those things? How much time do you spend on it?
So that's a great question. So I have a 3D printer, which is like constantly working in my garage, making the board aspect of it. All right, so this part right here is printed with a 3D printer, and then I have to install the tees, which is probably like close to 2 hours, maybe 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah, because I installed the tees, and then I installed these black grommets. So yeah, it definitely keeps me busy.
Are
But
you making those full time mostly, or like every day you're at least doing something for them?
yeah, I try to make 2 a day. I try to make 2 sets a day.
Nice. And it's 2 hours for both of them, right? Because you get a set, right?
Yeah, so you get a set. Yeah, it's about 2 hours for both of them. About 1 hour a piece. Yeah, not
Nice.
including the 3D.
Anybody looking for some, if you have foot problems or anything like that,
Yes,
boozaboards.shop, correct?
that's correct. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Boozaboards.shop. Go check them out. $89 a set.
Hmm.
You get them. Anybody with any type of foot problem. It's scientifically proven. Scott put a lot of work into that. You should definitely check them out.
Appreciate it.
Let's get into your last fight. We haven't seen you since February.
Man, when was it? I think it was February. Yeah, I think it was end of February.
Which is crazy, right? Because you're pretty active.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I mean, usually you would have probably had a fight by now. Um,
I'd say so.
what made you take the time off after that loss?
Yeah, man. Well, obviously, I don't want to give away too much, but I've been working on a lot of things, man. Starting this business, been finishing up school, so I'm a senior at University UCR. So I got a lot of things on my plate right now. So just kind of balancing everything and working on some some new things to show you guys. I've been busy for fighting 3 or 4 times a year for the last 2 years. This is my seventh fight in a year and a half. Up to that point, now it's been about 2 years, 7 fights in 2 years. Um, and before that, I was doing kickboxing fights. I was doing jiu-jitsu competitions all the time. So, it's been a long time, just like kind of putting my body through really rigorous competition. And I got hit by a car last November, and so just kind of like healing and working on small things, working on the mindset stuff. Trying to clear my uh, life responsibilities. I'm trying to get this university thing out the way, so I can focus on fighting. So, yeah, man, and having something to promote too takes a
Yes,
lot of
sir. And
stress away. And
totally understandable. Totally understandable. Your
yeah,
last fight out, it was for a belt. I'm pretty sure it was your first fight in the promotion, San Diego, California's Epic Fighting.
yes,
Um, you took on Daniel Reyes. You got an immediate title shot.
mhm,
And you lost. I'm pretty sure it was a split decision. It was a really close fight. A lot of people thought you won. A lot of people thought he won.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure Daniel's been having this thing with Cody Warner. I'm
mhm,
pretty sure he just finished Cody, and you
yes,
got a split decision.
mhm.
Let me ask you this before we go into that. Actually, what bugs you about that fight that you just put in so much work for, and didn't get? You felt like you won the fight, and it didn't go your way.
Yeah, man. With judges, you never really know. I think that my thing is I try to take full responsibility. Like I should have finished him. I should have pushed the pace harder. When I had the advantage, I should have really looked to finish. I should have sold it to the judges better. Uh, you know, I got a lot of respect for Daniel. But what he did was pretty much hold me against the fence. He got me down one time. He took me down actually maybe twice. Once in the first, once in the third, and like the first round there was no damage. It was just kind of picking me up, putting me down. I got immediately back up. There was no damage. MMA fights are primarily scored off of damage. I clearly inflicted more damage in the first round. In the second round, you know, if I were to judge it, it would be a clear 29-28. Um, well, that's how it goes with judges. That's how it goes. That's why MMA fighters are so encouraged to finish the fight and to, because, a lot of times judging fights is pretty subjective. They try to put together like principles on what you should look for, but how often do they make mistakes? very often. So
If you had a message, okay, let me ask you this: why do you think that you and Daniel should be the next fight over Cody, who he just fought and he's fought before, and they're 1-1, but he just finished Cody?
right. Yeah, man. So I watched the fight and it was not very competitive. I got a lot of respect for Cody. I got a lot of respect for Daniel, but that fight was not interesting. It was very one sided. Daniel beat the dog snot out of him. So, who wants to see that again? I think that clearly I'm a more interesting fight. I'm a more challenging fight for Daniel, and that might be the reason why he wants to duck me. If I was him, he's had two tough fights, two undefeated fighters that he's fought as a champion. If I was him, maybe I would want to fight some Joe Schmo from somewhere else. But if he wants to challenge himself and Epic wants the most interesting fights, I think a rematch would be totally appropriate.
Let me ask you this, and I think I already know the answer, but I want to hear it out of your mouth. If you were to fight Daniel Reyes again, would it end up on the judges' scorecards, or do you think you can truly finish this guy and that you sold yourself short maybe last time, or I don't know what the case may be, but do you think you can finish this guy? No doubt.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I think definitely. I think I'd make some tweaks in my game plan, but I think that it would definitely be a short fight.
Scotty, if you got this fight next, like when would be a great time for you to fight Daniel Reyes?
Yeah, man. So I want that fight in February. I know Daniel's been really active too, so give him some time off to heal up. I got some responsibilities I got to finish. I graduate in December, so February is like the golden time. Take this November card off and then train hard. Give him a show in February. Start off the 2024 season right.
Let me ask you this, and then before we get out of here, and then I'll have a couple more questions for you. But last thing about the Daniel Reyes thing, make your
Yeah.
prediction. How do you beat this guy?
I think I knock him out. I think I knock him out cold. I think he drops. I think the ref jumps in. I think that's it. Second round. Yeah.
Scotty, I'm pulling for you. Hopefully you get the fight for Epic in February.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do have one more question about that fight. I
All right.
don't know if you actually I'm pretty sure I tagged you in it.
Yeah.
He said you were his toughest fight. Why does he say you're his toughest fight?
Man, I mean, that fight was tough, bro. And I know it was for him because, I had heard from his coaches that he had been like, after the fight, he was limping for a couple days. I kicked him probably 20 times. It was just a weird dog fight, man. And like, at the end, we were screaming at each other. We were just like some mad dogs trying to fight each other. And it was weird, man. The last, 15 seconds, actually, the last, 7 seconds, Daniel thought the fight was over. And so do you remember that? It was at the very end of the third.
I think if I remember, I've seen so many fights since then, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you landed some pretty good shots on him at the end
Yeah.
of the third, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So he took my back in the third. Like I made a stupid mistake. He took my back. We got up. I hit him with like a clean, I think it was like a right hook or something. And he backs up. But the person that did like the clappers, like to symbolize like 10 seconds left, did the 10-second clap. And then they clapped it again like 3 seconds later. And so Daniel thought that meant that the fight was over. And so he started screaming at me. He's like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" And I was just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck's going on?" Yeah. And so, yeah, man, it was a dog fight. I don't even remember what the question was, but yeah, next time will be different. Game plan will be stronger. I've seen Daniel grow. I expect him to make some changes, but I don't think he's a better fighter than I am. And that's what it comes down to.
Hey, man, there you heard it from Scotty himself. He's going to
Yes,
knock
sir.
Daniel Reyes out cold, in his words. Scotty, before I let you go, I have three not interesting questions, but I just ask fighters random questions at the end of an interview. What's your favorite football team?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Were you a fan of them before Mahomes?
Oh, have been, bro. I've been a fan since 2004. Priest Holmes, Dante Hall, Trent Green, way before they ever won. So
You guys going back to the Super Bowl this year?
Oh, easy. It's our time.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food gotta be like teriyaki beef. Like teriyaki beef, some fried rice. I like Benihana's type food.
Okay, nice.
Mhm.
What's your favorite submission?
Rear naked choke.
What's your
Best
favorite
submission.
combination to land on somebody?
My favorite combination, man. Now you're asking a lot, man. My opponents are gonna use this. I'd say I like mixing things up. I make them exit the pocket and then catch them as they're exiting with like a head kick. That's my favorite. Mhm.
Scotty, thank you for your time for this
Yes, brother.
interview. I appreciate your time. It's nice to see you doing so good, man, and keep it up.
Likewise.
And hey, we'll see if you can get that fight in February and
Yeah, man.
change the result.
Yes, sir. Sounds good, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, not a problem, man.
We'll have to get on here, for the rest of my career, and I appreciate you.
Let's do it, man. Anytime, you're always welcome.
Okay. Thank you, man.